This is Kiki's Talk. She's on the rise. She's got the tea from day till night. Discussing music, news, and so much more. You gotta listen to what she's got in store. It's Kiki's Talk.
Hello, everyone. How you guys are doing? This is your host, Kiki, and I am happy to be on here to talk to you guys. I know it's been a while. It really has. It's really has. It's been really a while. I hate when I don't really get to do my podcast on a consistent basis like I want to. I'm a working process, so I'm gonna try to start doing better. My goal is to start doing better. And so don't want to make promises I can't keep, but my goal is really to try to start do more episodes on a daily basis. If I can complete that goal, I'm gonna be so happy with myself, all right? Because honestly, this is like I don't know, like when I do episodes with you guys, I honestly feel more relaxed when I do my podcast episodes, because I absolutely love being able to do episodes with you guys, being able to talk, to express myself, to be open. And most importantly, I feel like I want to open my podcast to where it's a space, a place for anyone to be open and be where they can speak how they feel, and to express their ideals, and anything that they're a part of, like any business or anything they want to say and want others to know. I want my podcast to be that space for them, that place where you can to do just that, right? I have said this, and I'm going to continue saying this. Anybody that wants to promote their business, or they want to promote what they do, or if they just want to like express their ideals and things that they feel like that needs to be said, my Kiki's Talk is the place to do that at. Okay, I promise you it is. Just reach out to me if you're wanting to come on here and to talk. Definitely let me know. All right, definitely let me know. I just want to state that, because I said it before, and I'm going to continue saying this. Anything, if you want to do an interview with me, or if you want to get on one of my episodes and talk, then definitely this is an open space for you to do exactly that. All right. Moving forward, so today's talk is about compassion. All right, that's what today's episode going to be about. I want to touch on compassion. I don't know. I feel like this is something that I definitely need to speak about, for sure. Just for numbers of reasons. All right, for numbers of reasons. One, more importantly, is I'm hoping that this episode will be educational for a lot of you, be helpful for you in a way. I hope it does. Like I said, I'm always open to ideas. If you feel like if you feel like there's other topics that you would like for me to touch on, reach out to me in that regard. So okay, I just thought about that. But yeah, so like I said, today's episode is about compassion. I'm going to touch on that, talk about that. And also, when I get done talking, I also want to introduce you to someone that you can subscribe to on YouTube, and he's going to touch on compassion as well. All right, so I definitely want to go ahead and just get started. All right, so I'm gonna focus on compassion. So here we go. This was brought to me just for various reasons, but mainly I want to talk about it because of the fact that just from day to day life, I see how so many people lose focus on being compassionate. I see where people are focusing on material things and not so focused on the person, like the people, like focus on 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 each other. Focus on each other. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. They're not focused on each other. They're more focused on the material side of things. And I think that's horrible. That's horrible to focus on material stuff, on things that you can't take with you if you die. I mean, I'm just being 100 here. Okay, you can't take any of these things with you, but you focus more on that than on your than your loved one. Okay, and that saddens me. It really does saddens me. And we all are not perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. And even myself, I feel like sometimes I can lose focus on that, about compassionate. I try not to. I'm gonna be really honest. I really try not to. I try to strive. I try to teach my boys about being compassionate. I try to strive on that myself. I really, really do. But we all are human, and we all can lose insight on just being compassionate for one another. It doesn't have to be a loved one. It can be anyone. It can be anyone. Just try to have that mindset about compassionate. Try to. I mean, it's so important to do that, because you want to treat others as you want to be treated. And sometimes people forget that. Forget that. Just forget the fact that, if you treat someone a way that you do not want to be treated, how's that fair? How's that fair? You treat someone like crap when you know you don't want no one to treat you like crap. All right. That's just like people that's stealing. Like, I know you wouldn't want nobody to steal from you, so why are you stealing from other people? I mean, that's craziness. So just that alone can hopefully could change anyone. This could being compassionate, just having that mindset that that I would like for people to be compassionate to me, so of course I need to be compassionate of other people. Just having that mindset can change your world, can change your day-to-day life. All right, I promise you it really can, just for having that. All right, like I said, I wanted to touch on it for various reasons. All right, I feel like other people needs to hear this. It's more importantly, I just feel like I need to discuss it. I need to talk about it, because just seeing how people literally fight and argue over things that's just meaningless. It really is. It really is meaningless, and it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't solve the issue of arguing over material things. I think that what is important is being compassionate of other people, and listen to their thoughts, their feelings, and try to address those. Try to focus on that. You know what I mean? I think that's what's important. Not material things, not people trying to focus on, well, how can I get this done on my behalf? Like, how can I get what I want? How can I get this material thing? How can I get it? How I mean, and then try to do it at all costs and forget other people's feelings, other people's thoughts. It's just craziness. It really is. And then the miscommunication, just from you focusing on a material thing, people can lose insight on miscommunication, like, not, being heard, not realizing what the other person is really trying to say, or what their thoughts is, and just not hearing each other out, not taking the time to hear each other out. That part right there can also be to the point where people can lose insight on being compassionate, just because if you're focused only on your thoughts and needs, and the other person is only focused on their thoughts and needs, then both parties can lose focus on being compassionate of one another, of having compassion for one another. That can happen really, really fast and really, really quickly. All right, just from misinterpretation of what the other person is trying to say. It's just really crazy. And I just think that it's more important that people should address their should just hear each other out, for sure. Hear each other out, but most importantly, try to have compassion of of that person's thoughts and needs, and go from there. So overall topic, or the overall goal is compassionate, being compassionate, trying to focus on that, and trying to help one another is going to open doors. It's going to definitely help with building your relationship, for sure. But also, it lets the other person know that, okay, this person does care for me. They do care. They wanted to hear my thoughts and needs. They wanted to at least address what I'm trying to say, and vice versa. That is what's important. Again, y'all, life is short. No, life is not promised to no one. All right, and instead of being, I don't know what's the word I want to say, instead of focus on being bitter and argumentative to one another, you need to focus on love. Focus on being compassionate. Focus on trying to hear one another out. Okay, that is where I'm coming from. Like I said, just I just want to say this because of the fact that, again, I see things, I hear things, and not only that, but just from day to day life, overall life. You know, I hear things, see things, and for that alone, that I just know that there's so many people out there that is bitter, that is argumentative, that doesn't really care about other people's feelings, and that should change. That should change, like completely change. That you should evaluate yourself, find out if you're doing, if you're as a, well, let's just say you're not trying to do that, but evaluate yourself. Ask yourself, okay, could I have been more compassionate of the situation? Evaluate yourself. It's important to do that. If you can do that, then you can probably fix a relationship quickly by just doing that alone. If you can evaluate yourself and ask and just see if you could have if you could have handled the situation a lot better. Again, when it comes to addressing a problem, like if you're going to someone and you're trying to talk to someone about a problem, or if you're trying to ask someone to do something for you, and if they automatically shut you down, and as soon as they shut you down, if you because they shut you down so quickly in the way they went about shutting you down, that might make you angry. They might make you say some things that you shouldn't have said, and based on that alone, maybe you can evaluate yourself, realize that, okay, I could have handled the situation a little bit more differently. And true, that other person probably could have handled the situation differently too, because again, we're not perfect. We're no one's perfect here. So I'm pretty much sure both parties, or even if there's a third person involved, could handle the situation a lot differently. All right, that's where I'm coming from this. All right, I just think that that people could just lose focus on being compassionate, being able to understand, hear the other person out, trying to figure out what is it that you can do to help to solve the issue, solve what the problem may be overall. Okay, trying to understand where the other person is coming from, and vice versa, understand what both of you trying to come from. Because again, I mean, because adults, I'm gonna be honest, adults can argue worse than kids. Okay, let's just keep that 100. Adults can argue worse than kids can. All right. And sometimes adults can be nastier than kids. All right. And you know, and I just want to state that. So, with all that being said, try to realize that maybe sometimes people could misinterpret what what you're trying to say, and that could have caused them to do what caused them to say what they said. But if you both sit down rationally without arguing and without trying to be in a judgmental state or be in an argumentative state, but just say, hey, I'm not here to argue. I want us to just talk. I want us to figure out how we can address both our problems. You feel a certain way and I feel a certain way. Let's both talk this out. And or like I said, if it's more than two people involved, then 3, 4, 5, 6, however many people is involved in the situation, you all sit down and talk it out, and try to come up with a solution, but a solution that's going to benefit everyone and not just one person or two people. That's going to benefit however many people that's involved. That's going to solve the issue for everyone and not just one person. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So, because that's important. It's important to solve the issue for everyone and not just one person. All right. And so just remember that. Just take the time to kind of focus on that and remember that. All right. And sometimes, y'all, certain situations doesn't require that it's not meant for you to talk about certain situations over the phone or from a text or from a or even on social media. I mean, some situations is not meant to do it like that. Some situations meant to talk to people face to face. Sometimes we lose focus and eyesight on that because we have technology now, and you can do so many things with technology. You can communicate with people in variety of different ways now, but maybe sometimes certain situations require you to take the time to have a face-to-face conversation. And sometimes it's worth doing it like that. Sometimes it's not worth trying to communicate with people from on a social media or on a social media a standpoint, or on a text message, or on a phone call. Maybe you can call a person, of course, and say, hey, can we schedule a one-on-one with each other, or where I can come meet you or whatever, so we can talk. I have something really important I need to talk about. I wanted to bring it to your attention. Can we talk? Sometimes you could call someone to get that appointment set up, but sometimes certain situations require you to be to talk to that person face to face and not do it on a text message or or any other kind of way. It's just meant face to face. Certain situations it is. All right. So with that being said, that can cause confusion just within itself, just for because the situation can be too big for it to be to have it said on a text message, because you may not say everything you need to say on a text message, not because it was done intentional. It could just be just because it's a text message. All right. And when you're reading someone's text, sometimes how you're trying to say things, it may not come off to that other person that's reading it. You know what I mean? Because I've always said that. I can't express or myself, good enough on a text. And I've heard other people say the same thing. You really just, you can't. You cannot, because again, the other person that's reading what you have to say, it may the way you're saying it may not be coming off the way you want it to come off to that person. All right. So that's why it's important. Like if it's something really huge and something really big, it should be done face to face anyway, and it should not be done on a text or on a phone call. Especially if it's big. Of course, you can contact the person to schedule, so you can do a face-to-face meeting, but to just lay it out on a phone, on a phone call, or lay it out on a text, or lay it out on social media, I think that's a no. I don't think it should be done that way. Because again, what you're trying to say, you may mean no harm whatsoever, but the other person could take it as meaning harm, right? So to keep from misinterpretations or miscommunication from happening, it's best to just schedule a face to face a face to face appointment where you all can kind of just lay out how you feel, lay out what is going on, the reasons for why you're reaching out, just things like that. I think that should be done face to face. Really, on certain things I do. Now, just, if it's something small, then of course, I mean, do it the way you doing it, but we all adults, you should know what's something that should be done face to face to what should not be done face to face. I mean, like, asking to borrow some milk. That can honestly probably be done on a text message. Can I borrow some milk from you? Or can I, or is it okay that, I don't know, can I borrow your basketball, or something like that? Maybe you can call someone for, or whatever. So something meaningless, of course, you can just probably text or call someone. But if it's something really important, like if something that is that's serious, then you should schedule a meeting where you all can talk face to face. Again, that person could be heard. Both people, all parties can be heard. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. All parties can be heard, and you can kind of go from there. And that way, nothing should not get misinterpreted anyway. It should not. But like I said, I just think it should be did like that. All right. And again, don't lose focus on being compassionate for one another, hearing each other out, being being understanding of other people's feelings and their thoughts, and I just think that's so important, like, really. All right. So I hope that what I'm saying was informative, educational. I hope it was. I really do. I have a tendency to feel like I'm rambling at times, but hopefully I wasn't trying to ramble. I was hoping that this have touched someone, that has hopefully helped someone out. I hope it has. Definitely, I would love if you can have other listeners come on to listen to this episode. That would be great. I mean, if you think this can benefit someone, then definitely have other people listen to this episode, all right? Because again, at the end of the day, my goal is to help as many people as possible. I am a Forex educator, so I do teach people how to trade in the foreign exchange market. But I can discuss and elaborate a little bit more in detail in another episode. But I am excited. Reason why I'm even saying this is because I'm excited because I am getting ready to start my own academy. You heard right. I'm getting ready to start my own academy. It's called Kiki's Boss Trader Academy. I'm so proud of getting ready to start my own academy, and it's to benefit and help people learn how to trade. And again, you could trade from your phone or your computer. It does not matter. You could trade anywhere in the world. But I'll be teaching people how to do that, and I'm super excited about that. Also, I got other products and other services that's happening right along with that, and it's going to change the game for a lot of people. I am accepting students that's 18 years and older. All right. Kids can learn how to trade. Okay. But in my academy, I'm only accepting 18 years and older. I am maybe down the road. I will with parents, of course, with parents' permission. Well, the parents have to be on board, of course. Maybe the parents can, be in, if I did start stepping younger than that, parents would definitely have to be attentive and be there with their child, of course, if I did decide to do that. But for now, it's 18 years and older. I say if I decide to do that, because I don't know if I'm gonna start, if I decide to step anyone younger than 18, I probably won't. But as of right now, it is 18 years and older. And I'm just proud about the products and service. Like I said, it's going to be automation involved, which is a EA, of which that's a bot. A bot can trade for you, as well as independent training, which is going to be videos for students to watch. Homework is definitely going to be involved. You have to have complete your homework assignments. Also, group training where you meet with me. I'm educating, teaching about the charts, and it's going to be amazing. And again, indicators, going to be indicators involved where if anytime you're paying for your monthly subscription, you would definitely get indicators. All right. Also, just so much more. I don't want to reveal it all, but so much more. It's going to be amazing. And again, it's all going to be at affordable costs. And I'm super, super excited about what is about to start up, what is about to happen. I'm just so proud of myself and everything that's about to be coming up in the works. I guess I got so much coming up in the works, even in my online store, my own store, because I am a store owner. I got things coming up in the works with that too. So I'm super, 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 super excited. All right. So I will elaborate and talk a little bit more on the store as well as the academy. All right. But I'm gonna get back on today's topic. Okay. So right now we're gonna get ready. You're gonna get ready to listen to a person that's been in YouTube. He's on YouTube. You can find him on YouTube. His name is Coach Alex. But when you look him up, you can say communication Coach Alex. When you looking him up, all right. Communication Coach Alex Lyon. All right. So I just want to state that you can look him up on YouTube. Okay, you look him up on YouTube. But what you're about to listen to, he's discussing about compassion. All right, I want you guys to listen in on this, and hopefully you'll learn so much. All right, after you get done listening to Alex, then I come back to in the episode. All right.
What is compassion? That's our topic today. We'll explain what it means and look at some places you might be able to see it in your own life. So let's get into those details. Hello there and welcome back. I'm Alex Lyon and we are doing a 4-part series on compassion, especially angled toward compassion in professional settings. And this is the first video in that 4-part series. I'll link to all of them when the series is complete in the description below the video. I'd like to start with a quote that I love by Ian McLaren. He says, "Be kind. Everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle." I love that quote because it's really about compassion. It's often attributed to Plato, by the way, but based upon my limited research online, it looks like Ian McLaren wrote that in 1897. So compassion is care, kindness, especially the tendency to think about the needs and the good of others. Compassion is a state of mind and a state of emotion that drives our kindness and our mercy toward other people. We might show compassion through charity, for example, through volunteering, helping others, spending time with individuals who are hurting in some way. In other words, compassion begins with that state of mind or emotion, but ideally, it motivates us to do something practical, to offer some kind of support, whatever that looks like. Now, it's not exactly the same as love, non-romantic love, but it's obviously related. Compassion, you might say, is a loving kindness that we show toward other people. It's also not the same as empathy, but it is related as well. So empathy is where we put ourselves in the other person's shoes to feel what they're feeling. And that empathy can stir up compassion in us for others, especially if those people are suffering in some way. So it makes sense to me that people often talk about compassion, love, and empathy in this trio because they all really are connected. But we're going to stick mainly with compassion right now in terms of how we see people in some kind of need. Maybe they're sick or hungry or lonely or in pain in some way. And to make that more concrete, I notice compassion in three clear ways around me. And so I'll talk about these three ways, and maybe you'll see these in your own life and they'll be familiar to you. The first way I see compassion is with pets. Many of us, for example, feel strong, compassionate feelings for our pets. Now, obviously, this is not the same as feeling compassion for a person, but it helps us understand those feelings. So I have a beautiful dog, a golden retriever. And as a pet, she can't really do too much without our help. She can't feed herself or throw the frisbee. She can't let herself in and out of the house. She needs to be cared for. And when I'm at work, I think about sometimes how she might be home alone, and that fills me with compassion for her, that aloneness. And one of the reasons I talk about pets, by the way, is that there's a variety of research out there that shows that children who learn to treat their pets with kindness and compassion when they're young end up treating people with more compassion and kindness when they grow up. So a question for you is, do you have a pet? And do you ever feel that compassion well up in your heart for that pet? So go ahead and tell me about your pet in the description below the video. I want to hear all about it. The second way I see compassion in my life is for kids. So kids have some freedom and they can do a lot of things on their own, but they're also much more vulnerable than adults in many ways. So to hunger or potential abuse, poverty, certain kinds of sicknesses that seem to go after kids. And it's one of the reasons through this channel that I sponsor two kids through Compassion International. So I saw their photos and I read about their lives, and I was filled with compassion to become a monthly sponsor for them. So thank you for being a part of this channel, because you're helping to support those kids. And sometimes we feel compassion for adults too, like if they're really old or if they're a bit sick. So question, who are the younger people or older people in your life, and do you feel compassion for them? The third way I experience compassion is through leadership. It's one of the topics we talk about on this channel a lot. And the workplace is a context where compassion can play a really important role, especially if you're in a supervisory or leadership position in any way. So in some ways, there are people, quote, under you, and really they're under your care. So leaders create the culture of the workplace. And in most organizations, people at what you would call the bottom of the pyramid, they don't get paid what they should, and they have hard jobs oftentimes. Sometimes they have problems in their own lives outside of work. And leaders are positioned to show compassion for their followers by treating them well and paying them fairly, letting them know that we value them. Now, obviously, people don't all see leadership this way, but I want to be clear that I do. And there's another video in this series that I'm making on compassionate leadership. And when that's done, I will post to that in the description below the video. But these are three basic examples of where you might see compassion. But really, everybody, virtually everybody, has hard days, hard seasons of life, whether it's health problems, unemployment, financial difficulties, depression, loneliness, lack of purpose, self-hatred. We live in a really complicated and hard world. So to answer the question again, what is compassion? It's kindness and care for others when we think about their needs. Like Ian McLaren said, be kind. Everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. So before we leave, I want to talk about two items. Again, this is the first in a series, so I will link to the next video in this series on compassionate leadership, and you can check that out when it's done. I'll post a link to that. I also want to let you know about a free PDF download that I created on the essential communication skills that all professionals should possess. I will link to that and also pin that link in the first comment in the comment section below the video, so you can check it out through there. And I look forward to reading all your comments about compassion, especially about your pets, below this video. So thanks, God bless, and I will see you in the next video on compassion.
All right, so I hope you guys learned from Alex Lyon. You can find him on YouTube. Like I said, you can subscribe to him. It's called Communication Alex Lyon. I think that you can learn so much from him. He was very knowledgeable about compassion, and he used great examples like about pets. Because pets can't do a lot of stuff, all right, and you teach, and when you buy a pet for your child, because a lot of people do, of course a lot of people also have pets, for themselves, adults purchase pets for themselves, and their pets are like their children, for a lot of people, for a lot of adults. But also, people with kids, they have pets, and sometimes, parents buy pets for their kids so that it teaches their kid responsibility. Number one. Number two, they purchase it to help their child to build a relationship, teaching them how to build relationship with their pet, how to care for other people, and it's a learning experience for a child. So yeah, so it definitely, caring for a pet and being a pet owner, it does teach you how to be compassionate, because again, like what he was saying, if you are out and about and your pet is at home, of course you probably are thinking about that pet. You probably also realizing, hey, I need to get home so I can feed my pet. I mean, my pet is at the house and haven't been fed, so I need to get home to feed my pet, or to walk my pet, or take my pet to the bathroom or whatever. So things like that, all of that, it shows signs of being compassionate, because you're thinking of other people other than yourself. You're thinking about your pet's thoughts and needs. So that all comes down to compassion, being compassionate. And I love how he touched on that. I love how he even talked about empathy and love, and how he kind of broke those down. And so, yeah, I think he's very knowledgeable in that area. And so I'm glad that you guys got the time to hear what he had to say. All right, and I hope that was educational. What he was discussing and talking about, I hope that was educational. I hope that he kind of broke it down way better than I did. And so, but yeah, I hope, I'm getting ready to end this episode, but I hope everything that I discussed and touched on was helpful. And again, definitely tell other people about Kiki's Talk. I want a lot of people to be aware about my podcast. I am, my goal is to start being a little bit way more active. My goal, that's always been my goal. I'm just going to keep that 100. If you listen to all my previous episodes, you've heard me say that I'm trying to get active, and it's so true. I really am. All right, like I said, I'm a work in process here. All right, I have been dealing with a lot of challenges for the last 2 months, and with regarding my family, and I've been helping my family out, and it's been a trying time, but I can honestly say I have aced it with flying colors. And but yeah, my family always does come first. I always say that. And but yeah, I overall I've been okay. I've been doing good. I just been juggling a lot, like I said, taking care of my family, so it's been challenging. But yeah, I'm about to get ready to end it on this note. All right, but I am, my goal is to, like I said, be more active for sure. And I do have a lot of things coming up in the works, like I said, business related, like I said, with my academy and with my store. It's been up and running and going, and I've been having customers purchasing things, so I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm gonna touch more on that on a different episode. But I'm excited. I'm excited what it's about to happen. I really am. All right, so if you have questions or concerns, anyway, you guys know how to hit me up. I do have a Facebook page called Kiki's Talk, so look for me there. Also, I'm on all podcast platforms, so you can definitely listen to me. All right, it's free to listen to me. All right, so you can definitely listen to my episodes, and like I said, bring other people on, let other people hear me. Also, you can find me on TikTok too, as well as IG, Instagram. All right, Kiki_Talk. You can find me there. And so yeah, I'm getting ready to end it now. I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day or night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.